Here's more wrestling news for October 14th, 2025. Your headlines for this afternoon include WWE locker room reportedly losing trust over Seth Rollins' situation, Crown Jewel edges WrestlePalooza in ESPN's event rankings, WWE reportedly had a hand in Bound for Glory's shocking X Division finish, The Rock opens up about his creative role in John Cena's final WWE match, the Hardys reveal they were caught off guard by Team 3D's retirement, major update on Randy Orton, WWE's talks with Darby Allin, and more. Seth Rollins may be dealing with an injury, but there's a bigger issue developing behind the scenes, where trust within WWE's creative is reportedly beginning to fracture. While WWE has not officially confirmed Rollins' condition, the sudden storyline twist involving Paul Heyman, Bronson Reed, and Braun Breaker attacking him has raised questions internally. Some within the company are unsure whether this angle was a legitimate response to a real injury or simply another planned swerve. According to Brian Alvarez, sources inside WWE say confusion is spread among members of the creative team and the wrestlers. Several wrestlers are reportedly skeptical and unsure whether to approach Rollins to send their best wishes, not knowing if his injury is legitimate or part of a storyline. Alvarez also noted that several creative members are equally unsure what to believe and what not to believe. This uncertainty reportedly stems from past incidents, such as Rollins' supposed injury earlier this year at Saturday night's main event. That situation was internally presented as legitimate, but later revealed to be a part of a storyline, leaving several within the creative department frustrated. At that time, it was Triple H who instructed Rollins not to share the truth with anyone, a detail known only to Triple H, Bruce Pritchard, and of course Rollins himself. As WWE continues to blur the lines between reality and fiction, even among its own employees, the fallout could extend beyond a single angle, potentially impacting communication and trust within the company's internal operations. Do you think WWE is creating unnecessary confusion backstage by working its own team, or is that unpredictability part of what keeps the product engaging? TNA's Bound for Glory delivered one of the company's biggest nights of the year, and the X Division Championship match between Leon Slater and Javon Evans was among the most anticipated bouts on the card. However, what unfolded in the final moments left many fans frustrated and confused. The match originally went the full distance, ending in a time-limit draw. The crowd in attendance was quick to voice its disappointment, chanting for the match to continue. Responding to the reaction, TNA Director of Authority Santino Marella made his way to ringside and announced that the match would restart with 5 more minutes added to the clock. Fans expected a definitive result the second time around, but instead, chaos erupted. Members of NXT's Dark State faction suddenly appeared and attacked both competitors, forcing the match to end without a clear winner. The interference drew heavy boos from the crowd, who had been hoping for a clean finish on a major pay-per-view stage. According to a new report from John Alba of Sports Illustrated, WWE played a direct role in the decision to book the controversial ending. Alba noted that the outcome seen at Bound for Glory was influenced by WWE's involvement, as the company reportedly wanted the result to unfold exactly as it did on the broadcast. The finish has been widely criticized online, with many fans arguing that pay-per-view events should provide conclusive outcomes, especially when viewers are paying for them. What did you think of the finish to the X Division title match? Should TNA have delivered a clean result, or did the interference serve a larger purpose in the ongoing storyline? In WWE news, it's been a while since fans have seen The Rock on WWE television, but that doesn't mean he's not still making his presence known thanks to his role on the board of directors. The popular New Heights podcast welcomed The Rock on this week's show, and the final boss began talking about John Cena's retirement run. The Kelsey brothers asked who The Rock believes should be Cena's final opponent, but the People's Champion didn't give a name. Instead, he teased how he might be responsible for choosing who that is, while noting that it's ultimately down to Cena. Ooh, that's a good one. 2 of my favorites, man. I have a tiny bit of influence in the booking of it, but it's really whoever John wants. That's what it comes down to. Shouldn't be me, shouldn't be Nick Khan, shouldn't be Triple H, it's whoever John wants. He's earned it. And you know what the best part about John is? He comes as advertised. Who you think he is, that's who he is. He's a good dude, and I love that guy. Some fans have speculated that The Rock himself could step in as Cena's final opponent given their history, but wrestlers often like to put over a younger star on the way out, which could be how Cena chooses to conduct business. Who do you want John Cena's final WWE opponent to be? Please share your thoughts and feedback in the comment section below. Enjoying the video? A quick like goes a long way in helping us grow and deliver more wrestling news you care about. AEW has cleaned house behind the scenes throughout the past year, and Darby Allin isn't holding anything back when it comes to discussing that. The Daredevil has been one of AEW's most loyal employees, and he's now taking shots at wrestlers who joined the company and were only in it for themselves, which caused locker room chaos. Allin appeared on the Ariel Helwani show and discussed how the company feels today compared to a few years ago, noting that the locker room was previously filled with tension. The vibe around the company is amazing right now. Compared to a few years ago, it definitely felt like there was some tension, but now it's like everyone's on the same page. Let's make it the best possible. That shift in attitude came due to cutting out toxic energy from AEW, according to Allin, and he had no problem blaming certain wrestlers for refusing to lose or work with others, as he stressed that AEW doesn't need those egos. What changed? The cancer got cut out. The egotistical wrestlers that didn't want to lose, the groups of people that came in, that's what I'm saying about wrestling. When I was climbing Mount Everest, it kept me so grounded and level-headed. At the end of the day, this is all staged, so if you're gonna have an ego about that, get out of the sport. Go be in UFC, go try that, but don't bring that energy here. Allin pushed the idea that pro wrestling is about entertainment, not winning at all costs, and he's glad that the negative personalities are gone. While he remained professional and didn't name anyone, fans have already been speculating that the comments were directed at ex-WWE stars such as Miro and Malachi Black, both of whom have been criticized for avoiding losses in the past. What do you think about Darby Allin's take on ego in wrestling? Please share your thoughts and feedback in the comments section below. Allin's personality and drive have ended up suiting the rebel attitude of AEW, as he feels very much like the spirit of the company in terms of offering something different from WWE. However, when he was asked if he'd had an opportunity with WWE, Allin confirmed that he did due to his connections with Evolve in the past. He had a pipeline into WWE, but Allin revealed that he saw the writing on the wall, and he believed his future would have been on 205 Live, which is why he opted to join AEW instead. How different do you think things would have been if WWE had signed Darby Allin? And do you think he'd have been as successful in that company? Andreas Hale, the ESPN writer who caught serious heat for giving WrestlePalooza a C, is back with his take on WWE Crown Jewel 2025, and this time he's giving the show some serious credit. He handed WWE Crown Jewel an overall B grade, with one match standing tall above the rest. A show that stumbled out of the gates with a relatively tame street fight and a far too brief affair between women's champions was rescued by an absolutely stellar match between Cena and Styles that put an excellent bookend to their rivalry. Rollins finally getting his comeuppance against Rhodes by any means necessary, and the women's tag match were both strong and anchored a memorable bounce back for WWE after a middling WrestlePalooza. Hale gave John Cena vs AJ Styles an A grade, calling it the clear standout of the night. The women's tag match between Rhea Ripley and Io Sky vs Asuka and Kairi Sane earned a B grade, with Hale calling it a fun and fast-paced bout that brought serious energy. Cody Rhodes vs Seth Rollins also landed a B, with Hale praising the story being told, even if it wasn't the duo's most electric outing. He noted it confirmed Rollins as WWE's top heel. Things weren't all glowing though. Hale graded Roman Reigns vs Bronson Reed's Australian street fight a C, calling it average and formulaic. The lowest rated match of the night went to Tiffany Stratton vs Stephanie Vaquer, which he labeled as rushed and disappointing. That match received a C-, making it the weakest on the card in Hale's eyes. Coming off the backlash he got for panning WrestlePalooza, it's clear Hale felt Crown Jewel was a step forward. Whether fans agree with him this time is another story. Do you think WWE Crown Jewel deserved the grade it got from ESPN? Please share your thoughts and feedback in the comments section below. Two legendary WWE wrestlers hung up their boots this past weekend at TNA's Bound for Glory, as Bubba Ray and Devon Dudley retired from wrestling after losing to the Hardy Boys. As a mark of respect, Team 3D handed Matt and Jeff their boots, and the Hardys admitted to TNA's social team that they didn't expect that, but took it as an ultimate sign of respect. It felt like a fitting way for the Dudleys to wrap up their careers, given the history between the two teams. But now it remains to be seen if they'll stay true to that. Bret Hart has officially withdrawn from the big event convention, the same appearance that was set to include his longtime rival, Goldberg. In a brief statement, Hart expressed his regret over the decision, explaining that it was unavoidable due to personal matters at home that require his attention. "It pains me to pull out, but I have to reschedule due to unexpected and unavoidable commitments at home that I couldn't get away from." The news comes as a disappointment to fans who were looking forward to meeting the Hitman, especially with both Hart and Goldberg slated to appear at the same event, a rare occurrence given their storied history. Still, knowing Hart's professionalism and respect for his supporters, it's clear this was not a decision made lightly. At this time, event organizers have not announced a replacement or a potential rescheduled appearance. We're ending today with WWE's continued desire to work with celebrities and influencers, and IShowSpeed is set to be the latest example, with Randy Orton also involved. The popular influence posted a photo of himself at the Performance Center with a clapperboard that read "Speed Goes Pro," the name of his new show where he tries his hand at various sports. According to Fightful Select, IShowSpeed will be working with Orton to see if he can compete as a WWE superstar, with the Viper having been present at the Performance Center. This will feature in the third episode of the season and is a sign of WWE's relationship with IShowSpeed continuing to grow as the company aims to reach a new audience through his popularity. For all of our subscribers, don't miss the 9 a.m. Eastern video we dropped earlier today.